Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the portfolio. Again, I want to thank everyone out there for supporting the channel. If you guys do like the content, if you guys do like the video series, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, make sure to hit that bell button to get alerts and updates on all new content posted on the channel. For today's video, in response to a number of viewers on the channel, I thought I'd do an update on the Stash Invest portfolio. If you guys remember, I've been doing an all investment portfolio, at least the investments that were on the original Stash Invest platform about 2 years ago. So I've had this portfolio for quite some time, been doing regular update videos on the performance. I've been quite pleased with all of the options they have selected to include in this platform. Just to remind you guys, this is a very limited selection of exchange traded funds, a couple of stocks. They have added a different set of individual companies, as well as have been adding to the ETFs and other investments they have offered on the platform. But this is the original Stash Invest portfolio, all of the investment options when this first started about 2 years ago or so. And so far, it has been doing very well, but it has been trending down quite considerably over the last couple months or so. If you take a look up on top there, total portfolio value, $1,138. I initially started with $1,000, so I've made $138. On the right there, you can see total return, $159.56, 16.3%. That discrepancy between the $138 I've made on the left and the $159.56 on the right is simply the fees that have been taken out. So you can see there about 3% or so has been taken out with fees. That's a very large amount of money. If you have a higher portfolio value, that percentage will be somewhat less, but that still is one of the drawbacks with using this particular platform. But the benefit is that it has a select number of stocks, not the thousands that Robinhood or other brokerage accounts have. So for new investors, it's quite easy to jump onto this platform, put a little money in. You can also buy fractional shares of stocks, something you can't do in Robinhood. And like I said, most of the investment options, at least the initial investment options, were very, very good. Take a look here at the portfolio. You can see roll with Buffett here. If you look on the right there, you can see 30.46% under the 156.55. That's the rate of return I've made so far in this portfolio. Again, having held this stock for about 2 years or so, so very good performance. Internet Titans, likewise, 33.77%, as you can see on the right there. Just to remind you guys as well, all of these investment options are rebranded ETFs and a select number of stocks, as well as the roll with Buffett was Berkshire Hathaway Class B Incorporated stock. This one here, as you see in overview, scrolling to the bottom, this is actually ticker symbol FDN, First Trust Dow Jones Internet Index Fund. So this is just rebranded in this particular portfolio. Blue Chips, likewise another very good ETF, rebranded in this application to Blue Chips, 15.16% rate of return. American Innovators, 29.84. And as we scroll down here, you can see quite a few investments in the 20 to 30% range. Just a few months ago, there were quite a few in the 50, or at least 40 to 50% range. So those have come back down quite a bit. There were only about 5 stocks in the negative and just barely in the negative. But as we continue to scroll down here, you can see that there are now a lot more in the negative, with a couple 10+% in the negative. Something, like I said, a few months ago was not happening in this portfolio. So as we continue to scroll down here, you can see the majority of these investment options have been very, very good rates of return. Here we start with some of the poorer rates of return, and some of these have been rebranded even when I first initially jumped into the portfolio. For example, this Destination Recreation, I do not believe it was called that when I first bought this particular stock. The underlying ETF is the same, PEJ, Invesco Dynamic Leisure and Entertainment ETF, but I think the name has changed a bit there. Let's go back to the bottom here. Doctor, as you can see, 18.99%. Continuing to scroll down here, let's go down to some of the negative investments. And like I said, there are now a few more negative investments that were not in the portfolio just even a few months ago. Park My Cash, you can see here, is the first negative investment, 0.21% in the negative, so not too bad. But now as we go down here, Public Works, Uncle Sam, Conservative Mix, Up and Coming, you can see now in the 2+% rates of return in the negative. Combat Carbon down 6%. We scroll all the way to the bottom there, the 2 by far worst performing stocks, or I should say ETFs, are Home Sweet Home, underlying ticker symbol here is the SPDR S&P Home Builders ETF. XHB is the ticker symbol. If we back out of here, for some reason it is backing me all the way out of the portfolio. We go down to the bottom again. The worst performing ETF so far is Stay in Touch. Again, that name has changed. The underlying ticker symbol is VOX, Vanguard Telecommunication Services ETF. So, portfolio definitely has been trending down a bit. And again, fees have taken a large percentage of the return out of the potential positive returns. Again, 16.3% overall, but when you take into consideration about $30 or so has been lost in fees, that's 3% down. Still up 13.8%, which is very good, but a lot of these investments were basically before the market started performing quite remarkably over the last year or so. So that should be taken into consideration when taking a look at the overall rate of return. But so far, I have been impressed with the rate of return. Again, over the last few months, it has been trending down. There are now a few more investments in the negative, but still a very good application for new investors jumping into the market and not necessarily knowing which stocks are good to jump into and which ones are bad to jump into. And again, a lot of these are ETFs, so these spread the risk over a number of underlying stocks in those particular collections of stocks. Exchange-traded funds are entities you can buy, but the underlying composition is literally a couple hundred or more stock. Again, just wanted to do an update video here for a number of viewers on the channel wondering exactly how the Stash Invest app is doing. I'll probably take this capital out of this application. I do not like those fees that are piling up. I'd rather put this into Robinhood, where I do not have any trading fees and I don't have a monthly maintenance fee either, like this particular application does. But again, let me know what you guys are doing with your Stash Invest portfolios. If you guys do have those, are you going to continue with Stash Invest, or are you going to move that capital to another broker's account? Either way, let me know. And kind of with that, I'll end the video. Again, if you guys enjoy the content on the channel, if you guys enjoy the video series, feel free to like, share, and subscribe.